Like changing my shirt. Need to give you some dates. All right, December. Let me get to my December calendar. Okay. All right. So welcome to the journey, family. All right, everything went out. Let's make sure we are up. We're streaming on all cylinders before we go on and start the music. Dashboard, Facebook. Update that. Okay, it hasn't updated yet, so I don't know if we're streaming on all cylinders yet. Hold off for a couple more seconds. Okay, black signal has went out. Black signal has went out. All right. So I'm able to wear the black because black good on any day. That's just the way it is. I know a lot of y'all don't like to hear that, but black go good on any day. All right. Uh-oh. Something happened. My chat is over here. I don't know if I'm streaming. If you can see me, throw something up. Somebody say something out there so I know that we running. We streaming on all cylinders because right now it still says sending data. Nothing is up. My fault. Periscope is up. So shouts out to those that might be joining us on Periscope for our Toast and Talk Kuumba. Well, it look like they say we're live on YouTube. Live on Facebook. But I don't see nothing yet. Let's see what's going on here. Need to refresh this too. Let's get it started. We get through the toast. Got the lines open. Got a couple of announcements I need to make. Now, the reason I try to do this beforehand because y'all know the way my song is, the way our intro song is, I can't really use my hands. Okay, so we up on Facebook. Shouts out to Shorty. I see you out there, my friend. Let's see who else. Anybody else out there? We got any Kuumba babies out there today? Any Kuumba babies that's joining us today? Man, it's colder than hell in this house. All right, turn the heat up. All right. Well, we're still not streaming on. Well, we about to start. Get your stretch in. Let's get it. Drink your water. Come on, drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink. Or should I say, breathe, then drink. Now, grab your glass for some water. Get your picture of that water. Lift that picture of that water. Simply pour some water. Drink. Or should I say, lift, pour, then drink. Now, move your body and drink some water. Stretch. Move your body, drink some water. Oh. Move your body, drink some water. Family, move your body. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, move, move, then drink. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors, fam. Just raise your glass. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, raise, toast, then drink. Take your breath and drink some water. Lift and pour yourself some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, lift, move, toast. Remember the 4 pillars, family. Breathe, drink, eat, move. Eat a culturally appropriate diet. Drink half your weight in water. Take your breath though. Lift and pour. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Drink up. Come on, drink your water with me. Fried egg. Give an egg to the drink. Drink, drink, drink. Drink your water. Drink, 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 drink. I gotta go cooking ways. Drink your water. Take your breath. Lift and pour. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Drink your water, fam. We're going to do this toast. We're going to open up the lines for some toast and talking. If y'all want to do it, y'all just got to remind me to move my speaker so I can make sure that everybody hear everything this week. I am running. I'm not really late, but I had a conference call earlier this morning. We had some business we had to discuss as far as the Gye-Nyame tribe, and we got it knocked out. Now I'm up here toasting with the fam, right? So I need to finish my water, get my mind to where it needs to be. Victory. God damn it, I drank my water. You drink your water. Make sure you drink your water, family, so that we gonna get up in here and start having this conversation. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to move straight into the toast. I'm going to grab some of my ambrosia. I'm running out. It's coming time for me to brew again. Whoa. The bottle fell in love with that cork. Let's go do this toast. Hold up the lines. Me and my girls, we're going to go grocery shopping. I want some soup. I really want some soup today. So I'm going to go find some place where I get me a soup and a salad. I want a soup and a salad. And I don't know where I could just get me a falafel though. But anyway, family, there's a few things that I need to go and announce to y'all. Let's do the toast. Then I make the announcements, give y'all some time to come in. If those that are coming in, I sent out the text message. I want to thank everybody that is here with us. Shouts out to Miss Shishette, my aunt. Shouts out to brother Shorty and anybody else out there, because I can't see everybody out there. But hey, it is what it is. So let's get it popping, right? Here we go. So, raise up our glass to the Creator by whatever name you choose the Creator. By whatever name you choose to call that Creator, we raise our glass and we say Ashe. Cleve, what you cooking?
I'm putting some bread on the thing.
Oh.
African bread.
You frying African bread?
Not frying it, just.
I hear something frying.
Oh yeah, that's butter.
What you cooking the butter for?
Because it makes it taste better.
Oh, okay. You melting the butter so that you can pour it on the bread.
Yeah.
I could dig it. That's smart. So we raise our glass to the Creator and we say Ashe. From there, family, we move to our list of our ancestors. We raise our glass and we get ready. And we look at it, raise it, and we say Ashe. We're going to go on and read down our list. Miles Brown, Ms. Ann, Robin the Texana, David Turner Brown, Senior, Rosalie Tilly, Georgia William Walter, Chris Penny, Gaston, Leader, Uncle Chris, Fiend, Cleveland, Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Elvira Brown, Jenny Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallard, Montague Pimenel, No More X, Pet Maya Ram, Malik Fakour, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Ageni, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Broford, Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling, and Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pulliam, the Luxor brother, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, but I lost my place. Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Triggs, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCray, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Rinderman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Kevin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kelly D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale House Jr., Herman Copeland, Mitchell Copeland, Jenny Clayburg, B.D. Sale, Weather, Vita Farmer, I go so Sue Shell, Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn Theolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Barry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Edgar Trisha Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary, Eliza, Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, May Esther, Keisha Larice, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy Seven Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mitchell Owens, Booker T. Bolden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Here to Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mae Moss, Ophelia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kenty, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quills, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quills, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.C. Johnson, Delrita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Ian Well, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Levester, May Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martinero, Diamond Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs, Senior Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Ann Allen Ohio, Frank Russell Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs, the second, Vina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carlos Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Delimon Aries, Gene and Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan. Cleveland, that ain't frying I'm here. That's a video game.
What?
That's a video game.
I ain't playing no game.
Well, what's going on in there?
I was watching something.
Real life here, Gye-Nyame Journey. William Walter West, Nigel Parrish, Basiji Falani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Delise Waters, DePretis Hines, Ines Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scannerbeg, Wilson Headley, Emma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Kevin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee, Pritt Up Jr., Mary Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Edith Cadney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pina Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Nayland Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensenball, Hazel Gasson, Jerry Brownlee, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Kathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word the First, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Urban, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Cleaves, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Jane Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Al Becker, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eulin Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edward Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harry Tubman McKay, Spencer Sturge, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, Senior, Mally Miller, Halsey Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Doretha Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, President Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, and Eddie Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Coper, Vivi Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson Lewis, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanilla, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Erton Houston, Lud Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Beth Vaughn, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Remy Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Barbara Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Bradley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Muriel Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Irvin, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Irvin Sr., Michael Irvin, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robert Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ryan McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rashawn Easley, Javea McCormick, Robert Ann Reed, Dr. Ann Reed, John Reed, Shaka Maha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, woo! Louis Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Albert, Mazarin Coper, George Swan, Emmanuel Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlie Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon. Let's go over to the Black Book. We got Jordan Giles, James Carswell, Liberta Adams, also known as Aunt Sis, Elder Shaka McNair, Anthony Brown, Jonathan Ford, Lottie Gaucher, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, James Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shank Lewis, Ronald Shelton Jr., Damian Top, Westina Banks, Joseph Bingham, Quincy, Mama, Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac Cundiff, Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Ryan Ross Riggins, Jamonte, Marcus Price, Ness Words, Marshawn McCarroll, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Ralph Mickens, Eric Walker, Quasi Sample, Candace Simmons, Severin Clayton, Leonard Jones, Sade Garner, Melvin Scott Sr., Elder Clarence Duncan, Elizabeth Johnson, Frank Smith, Stacey Trice, Denisa Goray, Thalia Hassan Turner, Khalid is in transition, also known as Nigel Turner, Demetrius Lewis Flint, Alberta Woods, Geneva Simmons, Daniel Tilley, Angeline Gantz, Sharifa, Oscar Kane, Audrey Gripper, Dominique Nichols, Ruth, Elaine Johnson, Teresa Sambu, Aunt Maxine, Uncle James, Henry Munger III, Tamara Dowdy, Nicole Harris, Julia Taylor, Richard Bozeman II, Ruth Carter, John Carter, Mr. Thornton, Johanna, Cassandra Lynette Lewis, Henderson Mosley, Charles Jordan, Henry S. II, Fannie L. Webb, Dan Walton, Alauti Sue Walton, Emma Walton, James Randolph Giles, Sonny, Pete Walton, William Walton, Fred Powers, Elijah Juan Hakeem Nkomo, Alberta T. Davis, Charles Davis, Willie R. Mackey, also known as Dr. Creamy Mackey, Victor Bowden, Drusilla Kitty Berger, Lucy White, Robert Lee White, Emma Jean White, Talton, Roger White, R.L. White, Jesse White, Ruby Jill White, Johnson Carl White, Desi Woods, T.L.R. Woods Lennox, Jim Woods, Lizzie Woods, Juanita Alexander Brown, Cynthia Ann Wright, Richard Dorsey, Annie Simpson, Jamira Simpson, Regina Hopkins, Joseph Simpson, Nettie Dorsey, Eleanor Hopkins, Edward Webster, Alice Webster, Ivy Webster, Arnella Willis, Ethel Lane, Samanda Damon, Ethel Marshall, Steve Dougie Shelton, woo! William Bill Walker, Carl Rico Johnson, Kim Gray, Stuart A. Johnson, Edward Young III, Isaac Jackson Sr., Drusilla Morrow, Wayne Young, Christina Young, Thomas Young, Frank Murrow. We raise our glass to all of our ancestors and we say Ashe. Moving forward and keeping our pact with our ancestors and keeping our moment sacred. We are in this moment that was gifted to us by our ancestors. We raise up our glass and we salute the fact that we are in this moment. Family, I challenge you. I implore you Activate your reticular formation. Go out in the community and find Kuumba. It's all around you. Our principles are around us all the time. Find Kuumba. What do I mean by finding Kuumba? When you find it, take a picture of it. Do something so that you can post it up so other people can see that our principles are out there. We have to build on our principles on a daily basis, family. It is a necessity. It is absolutely, positively necessary for us to do this. And follow it up with a hashtag Kuumba. Hashtag Kuumba Day. What's something with Kuumba on it, all right? So family, today, for those that don't speak the language, today is Kuumba, but it's also known as creativity. If we translate it for you, order is the modern principle today. Cause and effect is the Hermetic law. Male name for the day is Kwame. Female is Ama. We raise a glass, we salute, and we say, Ashe. From there, family, we move from our present moment in which we have our pact with our ancestors to stand on this moment firmly. And we have a promise to our future generations to build upon this moment. Right? Great Kuumba to you, as Brother Kwame. We look towards our future generations and we raise our glass and we say, Ashe. From there, family, we move from our future generations to all of our relations and we say, Ashe. From all of our relations, family, we move to where? Guess where? We move to that selfish toast. What is it that you need at this point in time? We toast and we say Ashe. From there, family, last but not least, I want to lift up the glass to the most important individual in the room right now, and that is you, family. I raise my glass to you, the greatest to ever do it. We raise it to you. We say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Family, remember that nobody could be better at being you than you, right? You are the best you that the universe has ever known, right? So hopefully you are out there doing some amazing things with the unique opportunity in time and space that you have, right? So we raise our glass. I'm going to sip. All right. Let me make some announcements. Lines are open. 614-556-4535. Feel free to call in. All right. We'll get the explanation for the 12 Days of Christmas puzzle that Sister Christine article come. Okay, cool. All right. So we could go and put that in the newsletter. No, it's going to be a magazine. It's going to be thick this month, family. So get ready. All right. Here we go. And I should have been advertising this on Kuumba the 14th. I'm not sure the time. Somebody out there can help me with the time. We are the Kwanzaa committee. We will be having an HBCU event over at the Millennium Community School. This is next Kuumba, right? And I'm thinking, I want to say 12 to 3, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to get all that information. I want to make sure that you know it's a good program. Sister Emily be having people actually come out from HBCUs and talk. She's from an HBCU and she represents her. She loves her school. So come on out and support. Also, family, the G&J Mall will be held up until further notice. All right, because we got to talk as a family, you know. So maybe during Kwanzaa we could do some talking about some of the stuff that we could be doing and that we be doing a little bit better as Gye-Nyame as well as a community at large. Okay, the 18th of January we will be jumping off a warrior training, adults and young people, of course at the Millennium Community School, 3 to 6 p.m. You know what I'm saying? Come willing to learn. Come, you know, because of course it's going to be, we will be announcing it. You will be seeing it on our advertising and stuff like that. So, I don't know. Was there anything else that I need to announce, Brother Kwame, that came from the meeting? Articles are due. Those that have already turned in articles, I appreciate you. I'm I'm adding them in right now. I see Miss Aisha's in the house. What's up, sis? But like I'm opening up the lines, we can have open conversations. So while we waiting for that, of course, I got to do some of the Gye-Nyame Journey commercials because we got to make sure that we are able to support all the things we do. Because, you know, like I said, we have to figure out how. All right, Kwanzaa is Kwanzaa is from 12 to 2, Kwanzaa meeting. We'll have to verify with Sister Emily on HBCO time, but it will coincide with Benu meeting with the elders. All right, cool. That's too much information on the line, brother. You know, I'm hoping the spies is just, you know, but you know, I ain't gonna make no difference. Just fucking around. Here we go, family. So make sure you check out our free 7-day e-course. Here you go. Wow. I know some of y'all be like, Brother Hatim, every day? Every day? Yes, I have to throw it up every day. I want people to know what's popping off with us. Right? So it's on our Gumroad site. We're gonna have other stuff coming through there. Because once we get the warrior training started and we are meeting back on a regular basis, back on schedule, because we had a lot of shit throwing us off. Right? Once we get back on schedule, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna start getting these e-courses out. Also, we will be having, I don't know the times, I get the times confused, but we do have Per Ankh tomorrow. I think it's Per Ankh tomorrow, Brother Kwame. I forgot to ask. Let me check my email. Because I'm thinking the Per Ankh is tomorrow. And if it is, woo-wee, it's going to be a good one. Because we're going to be streaming and not that you shouldn't come out, but we are going to be streaming it out. All right? So while we're waiting for that information, family, those of you that are joining us, and like I said, you want to get in some of the free giveaways that we're going to be having, right? You need to join us on the G&J Media Live or go to our YouTube channel. All right, or go to our YouTube channel so that you can be entered into some of the contests that will be coming, right? Because we got Kwanzaa coming up. So I'm posting it up right now. You go to gnjmedia.live, okay? Also, to check out our merch, you can go to the merch store and support us. You know what I'm saying? Like you're saying, well, Brother Hatim, this is old here. Oh, no, it ain't. All right. You like, Brother Hatim? Okay, cool. How can we support? Here you go. Boom, gone. And you don't have, if you don't got nothing, somebody else might want something, so share it on your timeline for a brother. You know what I'm saying? Share it for the tribe. Help us out. Last but not least, we're gonna throw up the tip jar. And for those that's serious about the contest, the winning stuff, you get 200 points with donations. Don't matter the amount. See, I ain't set that. Right? But you get at least 200 points with each donation that you make. So I want y'all to be aware now. Also, with each conversation that you in, like Brother Kwame, right now, he's viewing us from YouTube. So he's getting points every time. I ain't gonna say every time he posts, but every night, because of his activity on YouTube, he killing the game. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna share the points with y'all. But I'm thinking Per Ankh is tomorrow. I haven't got a verification yet. Let me see. Uber. No. All right. Let's go to the point thing so I can let y'all know what's going on with that contest. All right. So Kwame won the last competition we had. He had 1,000. He was the first to 1,000. Now he's at 1,300. Navita just hit 325. So family, y'all, you know, now what's going to happen once I figure out how to do the currency, he's going to be able to turn those into tickets to drop it into the bucket for the raffle. I'm just trying to let y'all know how it's going to go down. I don't want nobody getting mad, right? But right now, Kwame is killing the game. So y'all need to get in here and start having these discussions. This is what it's for. Boom, I got some other stuff planned. I just got to figure out how to work it. I'm scared to put my other computer back online, but I'm going to have to do that so I can go get some of these other functions working on Streamlabs. So, like I said, if there's no call-ins, I guess we could call it a great day. And I can go and get ready and get up out of here and find me some soup. I want some lentil soup. Oh man, I need the notes from yesterday because is it Sankofa? No, Sisters of Fire are having an event. They're opening the kitchen today. And I wish one of them was here so that they could throw it up there. But Sisters of Fire, you can look them up on Facebook. They got the kitchen open today. Go and make sure you put your orders in. We got to support each other, family. I mean, because that's how community works. We got to build like that. That's the only way we could do it. You know what I'm saying? Because when we started the mall, the market initiative, the whole goal was to give those entrepreneurs a place, an affordable place where they could set up on a regular basis. But you know what I'm saying, we got getting the input. We're not getting the participation that we need to be able to move it to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Not even move it to the next level because actually, like I said, the goal is to eventually be able to have these market days. Because please understand, the market is a cultural stabilizing institution. So I don't want y'all to think that we just abandon it, but we have to go and recalibrate this shit, because we have to make sure that we are able to pay the young people when they come out. We have to make sure, because eventually as we grow, we have to be able to do certain things. And in a minute, we're going to be receiving certain demands that we are going to have to meet. And a lot of those are going to be financial obligations as far as being able to do some of the stuff we do. So family, please, you know what I'm saying? Understand that when I'm coming at y'all with these commercials and I'm talking about getting the daily toaster gear and I'm talking about checking out the free e-course and we bringing out other e-courses and stuff, please understand we're trying to find what of value we could bring to you. I talk, I write, that's what I do. So I'm trying to bring some value into your life. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm trying to, I have ability to get into spaces and be able to morph time and stuff and make shit happen. And, and I want to try to do that for the community as much as I possibly can. But if the community don't need it, then I can move and focus that energy on something else. You know what I'm saying? Because we are very limited as far as the core tribe. Now, there's a lot of y'all out there that tune in and stuff like that at a later date and later times and stuff. But, you know what I'm saying? As of right now, we are very limited with we got to decide on some stuff we need to do. Hey Boo is from 11 to 2. Oh, HBCU event next Kuumba, which the date will be, if the day is 7, oh no, it's the 14th, the day is 7. So it would be on December the 14th. The HBCU event is from 11 to 2 p.m. So I will see y'all over there. Actually, we need to get some flyers so we can distribute some of these young people at the school. It's at the school. So, all right, family. But, nobody calling in. I guess I could call it a night then. I'm up. Oh, by the way, let me show y'all. My wife just got back from Ghana. This is Ghanaian money. Look at how it, very stiff and very new. This is a 20 CD bill. This is worth, they trading about 5 to 1. So this is worth maybe $4. 5 to 1. Yeah, about $4. Somewhere around there, close to, right? When I was going over there, The exchange rate was off the chain. Just wrapped the sis M, and she's going to get with Navita about it. Cool. All right. So let's go and get it popping off, family. So now we're moving into Kwanzaa season. We're going to be giving them, maybe I will raffle away so that you can have an official bill from Ghana. I don't know if anybody would be interested in that. Maybe somebody out there that collect international money. Maybe it's somebody that just want to have some money from an African country. You know what I'm saying? We're going to put this as one of the gift packages. Sister Navita also, even though she don't know it, she going to be putting together some stuff. I mean, because she good at this shit. Listen, Navita will find a prize in a heartbeat. So Sister Navita is going to be getting us some prizes, you know what I'm saying, to assist with some of the prizes we're going to be giving away. So now there's two ways to enter contests. We're going to have two separate type of contests going on. We got a contest with through our email list. Then we also have a contest. We also going to have a contest through the Uber conference. So Uber conference looked like it just crashed on me. What happened? Uber conference, just a dead face just came. Hey, Clay!
I'm on the toilet.
Oh, thank you for letting the whole world know. Hey, world, you heard him. He on the toilet.
What you need?
Nah, man.
This conference is being recorded by the organizer.
All right, Sister Navita hung up on me. What's going on?
Oh, okay. I was wondering what was going on. I was about to check the YouTube thing. I'm just tuning in. I'm trying to catch up to see what you're talking about, see if I want to jump in on anything.
No, nothing in particular. I mean, you know, of course, it's still beef in the black woke community right now, and it's heating up. Well, I don't know. I think it's cooling down. But I was just telling people about your superpower of being able to find gifts and send them out. So we're gonna be having some contests coming up during this month. You know, kind of, you know, just to go and let people know we still out here in these streets. Now, you got anything in particular you want to talk about?
You said I have anything in particular I want to discuss?
How you say what?
Did you ask me, is there something in particular I wanted to discuss?
Yes, ma'am. That's what I'm asking.
Oh, okay. Because you kind of broke up on my end. Let's see. Not anything in particular at the moment. Did you talk about we're bringing back the warrior training piece?
Yep. On the 18th, it's going to be the jump off. We're going to get some stuff together. We're going to get that out. We're going to be letting people know. I mean, ain't really went nowhere because, hell, the part of the market was used to train, so a lot of our kids would show up and work. Except this last one, everybody was at that goddamn game. Watching that game, watching adults get drunk, shit, and, you know, I'm sitting for the cane. I don't know what y'all was doing, but y'all wasn't at the mall.
Yeah, well, anything going on in the news, current events? Well, what about this R. Kelly thing?
I see that little piece of it. Do you know? I'm not really familiar with what's going on, but it ain't nothing but a app. Let's see. What's going on with R. Kelly that you know of?
So they said that they're bringing him up on charges of falsifying documentation to marry Aaliyah.
Shut up. Stop.
Now, yeah.
That nigga
Here's my thing with that.
Oh, my God.
Think what you may. And the key word here is think what you may. R. Kelly and the Aaliyah, he was found not guilty on the initial charge with the video that came out back in the day on VHS.
Mm-hmm.
The person who they said it was, she said it wasn't her. Basically, the video was so grainy, they couldn't even tell if it was him. That's why they needed her testimony to say that it was her and him. But it was so grainy that they couldn't make out from looking at it who was in the video. So they needed eyewitness testimony, which they were not able to corroborate. So that's why he was found not guilty on that charge. The Aaliyah thing, we all know he was in his, 23?
Somewhere around there.
When he was messing with Aaliyah, some early 20s, early to mid 20s when he was messing with Aaliyah, and she was supposed to be 15, I think. Then I think the statute of limitation has passed on that particular thing.
I would think so.
So then, I remember a few months back when he was arrested, there was new evidence, they said, of video they had of R. Kelly with young girls. And that's when they picked him up on that. One of those being at a late enough date that it didn't pass the statute of limitation, so they were able to bring him up on charges with that. Now, here's my question. And a lot of people say he's guilty, he did this, he did that, he's guilty, whatever. The documentary Surviving R. Kelly, that has so many holes in it. I don't understand. I don't think that's a credible witness for anything. Most of the women were of age in that one, and only one claimed to be underage in that documentary. The one chick was in her 30s when she met R. Kelly. And so I don't know what the fuck that was all about. It was just, in my opinion, just to defame his name and make him seem not credible.
Right.
Because he was just a nasty. But we put a lot of people under the microscope. They might be considered a nasty. But
you call him a nasty.
They might be a nasty. So if they had all this video evidence,
where's it at?
Newfound evidence, why are they digging for this documentation of him supposedly falsifying a document? If you have videos that were supposed to be so credible that you were going, that's why he's in jail in the first place. You know, it just all sounds suspect to me.
You know, I know
a lot of people like, he's a racist and he's this, but that system is a racist as well, and I just don't trust it. I think the media has a way of spinning things, and people have a way of jumping on without really realizing who told you these things. Sure, I think he was guilty of the Aaliyah thing for sure. I know sure he was guilty of the Aaliyah thing. I know that for sure. Okay. Now, and I know a lot of men out there, if we put a lot of men and young ladies under the microscope who are in their teens messing with college guys that may have been 20, 21, 22. Me being one. My boyfriend was in college when I was in high school.
Oh, my God.
But
No.
I know.
No!
Yeah.
No! Navita.
So, you know, I think that a lot of times there's girls, I mean, I wasn't 15, but I was probably 16 or 17. Probably 17, but nevertheless, he was technically on paper, you know, that could have been a problem if my parents didn't consent to me dating somebody in college who was probably like 20 or 21. He was old enough to drink.
Oh, he was drinking? You was drinking with him too? No!
No, I wasn't drinking now.
No, you just don't want to snitch on him, but you done went too far now. But Navita, I only got one thing to say about this whole story. I only got one thing to say about this whole story. But I say
that to say that if we get a lot of men and put them under the microscope, they ain't done anything different. Now, I don't know about the other cases because there's reasonable doubt, in my opinion, with the other people. And if you people who watch the documentary, if they pay close attention, only one claimed to be underage when she met him. And
but she was an adult when she made the video.
Right.
Okay. So, all right.
She was 17, she said, or something of that nature when she met him or something.
She was 17?
But I want to say 17 or something of that nature.
Right. So then, she been kicking with him up until the late 20s, and all of a sudden this documentary come out and everybody think it's going to be all right. But you know, I only got one thing to say about this whole situation. My mind's telling me no.
But like my guy was saying was that he felt like R. Kelly has a pattern.
Who said this?
My dude. I said, but this is the thing about that. He has a pattern according to who? Everything you're hearing is there's always a motive behind it. There could be motive behind it. I have a friend of mine who is 52. And he looks very good for his age, very in shape.
I'm 51.
And he dates girls in their 20s.
I'm 51, Navita. You ain't got to be trying to put me on blast like that. And I ain't been dating nobody.
You look good, ain't you?
Oh, I'm just saying.
You married. But this dude, he dates girls in their 20s. I don't know how he do it. I wouldn't want to do it. But does that make him a pervert because he's dating girls in their 20s and he's 50-something? Because while he's pointing the finger at R. Kelly,
he's doing some shit.
You doing some shit that he does.
Right.
He dates girls. And I know a lot of older men that like young women like that, but they just can't pull them because they ain't got it.
That's right. That's right. And that's the whole issue. I mean, because R. Kelly, now, far as the underage shit, you know, boom, we'll leave that alone. But far as adult young women, you know what I'm saying? Men like young women. I mean, shit. I mean, that's the way nature is. Goddamn. I mean, that's just the way it is. You know, just like older women like young men, because we got the same shit going on, and we know it's some cougaring going on both sides of the pyramid. So you know, as far as R. Kelly shit, they done burnt me out on all that shit. I mean, it's just like, yo. I mean, it's just like, why don't y'all just do what y'all gonna do with this nigga? You know what I'm saying? Right. How he gonna, first off, we already know the nigga couldn't read. How he falsified it? That nigga can't falsify the amount, and you know what I'm saying? Come on now. So who is responsible? Where's the parents? Why the parents ain't on trial? You know what I'm saying? I mean, really, with all these young people, we don't never see any parents. Where the fuck was you when your child was out fucking this grown man getting peed on? Where was you at? You know what I'm saying? What's your response? What is our personal, as a parent, what is your responsibility and what are your liabilities when it comes to this type of situation? This nigga is swinging in the wind for some fuck shit that's been going on in our community for a very long time. Not saying that he shouldn't be swinging in the wind, but he shouldn't be swinging by himself. That's the only thing I'm saying. Right. Where is the group of motherfuckers that allowed for this motherfucker to be able to get away with the shit that he's getting away with? Right? We talk about youngness, we talk about community.
Well, I don't even know, but outside of the shit that happened in his 20s, they haven't been able to prove anything else. Everybody else is of age.
See, and then you make this documentary, you slow this man's, this motherfucker is so good, he got some hardcore fans, so I'm quite sure he might not be getting packed houses, but this motherfucker's going where places going on concert, and still probably got a couple of women locked up in a closet somewhere. That's what he do. We already know what he do, right? You know what I'm saying? So you get caught.
But let me say this too. So these women in the documentary, most of them, except for one, they were they were of age when they met him.
Right.
And they say, the rumor is, if you really pay attention, they were saying that they weren't allowed to leave, but they've left on several occasions. They have pictures of them, TMZ, of them out shopping by them fucking self and doing shit. But then you want to cry that I couldn't leave. And this is where I think that we are in an age, especially when it comes to convicting our black men, that we don't hold women accountable for their choices. Because let me tell you something. If I'm being held against my will and a motherfucker telling me I have to go shopping, I ain't coming back.
Wait, stop. Hold on. I didn't understand you. You saying that this nigga is holding hostages, and he tell her, excuse my language, he tell the bitch to go shopping. And he ain't with him. And nobody with him.
Chicks on TMZ. I watched it.
That's not a hostage.
And
that's not a hostage.
Some of these girls
That's
that was
just
the same
stupid.
girls that was on the documentary saying that they were held hostage there were on, they was, TMZ saw every motherfucker, but they found them out on Melrose or Sunset Boulevard in California shopping.
Shut up. Stop it.
And they released that video after that documentary came out. And I'm like, wait a minute. Now, y'all two was, one of them in that video said she couldn't leave.
They shopping
But she out shopping it up. On his dime, I'm sure.
Wait, but you from California. Please explain to the people who are in California where you just described they were shopping at.
Well, Sunset Boulevard is the equivalent of shopping in East Amara City Center when it was in its height. Everybody be out there. Everybody.
So you could
always, there's somebody you could have reached out for help for. They might say, well, she was, what is it, Stockholm Syndrome maybe, or I don't know. But at some point we have to take accountability for our own actions. We claim to be strong, independent, black women. I got my choices. You can't hold me down. I am woman, hear me roar. Except for when it comes to a man, then I'm so I can't help myself. That don't even make sense.
But this is where the community come in. Like, family, we got to put, like, for example, I'm trying to make sure my children know they got uncles and aunts and shit, so that even if they can't talk to me, we got to make sure that our people got people they could talk to. And God gave us killers for a reason. God put the Pookies and the Ray Rays and the crazy uncles at the barbecue with us for a reason, right? It ain't necessary, because people because I gotta write this next book, right? Well, actually, it's already done, but my daughter told me it was whack because I was using a lot of old stuff. Yolanda, she read she read part of the book and was like, "This shit is old." Good concept though. She let me down nicely and shit. But she has always been into reading shit. I've been trying to talk to her and her sister about writing a book. But anyway, she read the book. But one of the pieces we got to really get into is, family, that there is, because a lot of people are like, civil war is coming. But even in the midst of a civil war, one of the reasons I'm saying tribe up, family, is this. We have to start finding like-minded individuals so that we can start surrounding ourselves and our loved ones with. Why? Because even before a civil war, even during a civil war, or immediately after a civil war, what happens is you have tribal warfare. And in our community, unfortunately, I almost don't see no other way. There's going to have to be a tribal warfare. If you don't belong in a tribe, you're just caught in the fucking middle. You're just standing in the motherfucking way. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, because it's going to get serious, because some of us are so fucking sick. Not only just doing sick shit, like with young people, and some of us is so sick that they going to have to leave here. I'm just saying. And a lot of that shit has to happen before the actual us being able to deal with our enemy, because this is an African proverb, if we are strong on the inside, if we don't have an enemy on the inside, no enemy on the outside of us could do us any harm. And we have a lot of people on the inside that are enemies. This is why it's important that, like I say, I be telling people, you got to look at, you know what I'm saying, with Gye-Nyame, we got to look at the e-courses. We got to put e-courses together because we have to start being in the business of, in the sense of helping people reprogram how they think. We are at the end, and what we're seeing in our community, the collapse that we see in our community is the last 3 generations of individuals who have been exposed to this whole individualism, this whole get the bag mentality, that if you do good as an individual, the best thing you can do for black people is not be a broke black person. And we see that that shit is not working and it's collapsing upon itself. Now, what start to happen is when you start seeing shit like that, and then we look around us and the larger society is in collapse, what starts to happen is that motherfuckers start becoming targets. You got to finance the war some way. So either you're going to give it to me or I'm going to take it. So either federal government going to get it or somebody else is going to get it, family. We have people breaking off. So I don't know how I got all into that from R. Kelly. I told you got to tell me when to shut up, Navita.
Well, but this is the thing. Hold on. This is the thing with that. Okay. Here's the connection. When we have that get the bag mentality, and that's the most important thing of all, then you have young girls sleeping willingly with an R. Kelly.
There you go.
Because they get in the bag.
And their parents.
You have parents.
That's right. Hit it.
That's right. You have their parents willing, because at the end of the day, it's about what?
Getting the bag.
Getting the bag. So it's important, like you said, even for the young ladies that they say were mentally controlled by R. Kelly, that's why they didn't leave. And we as a people, unless she is special needs, as far as like, well, I don't know what the word they use for it without saying.
Special, just leave it as special needs. Just leave it as
correct.
Leave it as special needs.
You know what I mean? So it's being a special needs, and I think we all have special needs, but we'll say special needs.
Special mental needs.
That if her capacity, now anyway, you know what I mean.
Right, mental capacity. That's good.
We need to, as a village, need to be reiterating and doing these, like you said, these right to passage programs, different things. So when they do or meet a manipulative, because I do very much feel that this brother is manipulative with what he has financially with these young ladies, and just his celebrity alone, that convinces them to do whatever it may be. Because guess what? At the end of the day, he's paying the bills over here. I ain't got to worry about nothing. I'm going shopping on Melrose, and I'm doing this and that.
Family, we got to understand.
I'm on Sunset Boulevard doing this and that. You know what I'm saying? The one sister on there, she was going to different, video shoots with him and stuff. So, the thing about this, her thing was, in my opinion, she was getting the bag.
She's getting the bag.
But at what cost?
See, and it disappears.
And now, you mad because you was so concentrating on getting the bag. Now you feel used and abused.
Your life is gone.
You didn't.
Your life is gone.
Now you want to come out and complain.
Right.
But it was all about the bag at first, and that's the society that we live in. Is about just getting the bag shit. Get yours. I got my money. Get yours.
Get yours. Right? Exactly. Because you do agree with me. This is what we have been indoctrinated with over possibly the last 3 generations. Because me and your generation in a sense, because me and you, about the same age. When we was born, that's when, in a sense, the doors open up just a little bit. And we thought we made it, and you got to be, and you represent the whole group, but you got to go in and get yours. And it was all about us. I mean, we was, you got to get out. Like we can actually escape blackness. And this is the mind state that a lot of these young people have. You can escape this shit. You know what I'm saying? I see my mama getting up struggling every day. This is my chance out. This is our way out. So I'm gonna fuck this nigga. Right? I'm gonna do whatever you want me to do. This is the mind state. Rather than being, we put them in a whole mind state rather than a maiden mind state. We get our children to believe that I did a show years ago for my daughters called, and Sasha and Jenny too young for it, but I did it for my older daughters called A Jewel in the Crown. And the concept is you have a choice that when you're dealing with a man to either be a notch in his belt or a jewel in his crown. What we need to raise our young ladies to understand is that, because it's like that. If a nigga's coming at you with nothing, now let me be clear. If he's coming with you with nothing, you have to think about. You gotta ask certain questions. You know what I'm saying? Boom. All right. And you got to watch every man that approaches you, and brothers, same thing with the ladies. Are they really who they say they are? Are they living their life on purpose, or are they living on accident? I don't give a fuck how much money you got. If you living your life on accident, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Because as far as I'm concerned, R. Kelly is talented as fuck, but this motherfucker's an accidental millionaire. I'm just saying, if he is. And a lot of our billionaires and millionaires are there by accident. It's not on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Because listen.
No.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I don't know what you're saying.
No, what, nigga? Which part? Accidental millionaire?
Yes.
All right. So.
Elaborate on that.
All right. So now, when I say accidental millionaire, or even an accidental billionaire, we know that in order for shit to work, these motherfuckers got to be very, when I talk about motherfuckers, I'm talking about white supremacy, it has to be very precise in how they pick who makes money and who makes more money. So most of the millionaires and most of the billionaires that we do have, a lot of these motherfuckers have been selected. They're not there because necessarily just because of their skill and shit, because I'm like this. Navita, you old enough to have ran into motherfuckers that could sing circles around R. Kelly. R. Kelly good as fuck. But in your life, I'm quite sure you done ran into other people with just as much skill and talent as him. And drive.
Right, but how is that, like you said, they pick and choose, so how is that an accident?
Right. See,
if it was chosen.
If he was, well, because he had nothing to do with the choosing. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now, if I chose myself and I made my own way, see, because this is the illusion a lot of us get. Many of us honestly believe we made it where we are by ourselves. Right? Now, I chose this. I chose that. I know that in order for me to go to Ohio State for free, I was chose. I understood that. I understand that shit. I'm not fooling nobody. I'm not lying to nobody talking about, it's my hard working shit. No, I was in the right place at the right time to get chose to get a motherfucking scholarship to Ohio State. Period. Now, I met the qualifications to do it, but they had to choose. Now, I was one that slipped through that was able to get the information and use it to my advantage. But what happened to those that don't even give a damn about their people? They only chasing the bag. If you're chasing the bag and that's all you chasing, you're living on accident. Why? Because it's not chasing the bag that makes the money. It's not chasing the bag that creates the money. It's not chasing the bag that creates wealth. Those things don't create wealth. What creates wealth are control of the resources, and you have to be strategic to get that shit. This is why R. Kelly is still up under another company. You understand what I'm saying? This is why, because people, we can say Jay-Z, we can say Beyonce, they still are up under somebody else's company. Jay-Z is signing contracts with the NFL. Now, let me just say this. Family, no matter how much you're getting paid, a job is still a job. Creators of wealth, true creators of wealth are very strategic in how they approach shit. How can I take this shit over so that I could go on and control this shit? This is why the government controls alcohol. This is why the government controls, in a sense, a lot of the major shit that you need to survive around here. Government is either getting a cut of it or they're controlling that shit. That shit is on purpose. That shit is not accidental. Your tax bill is not an accidental happening. You know what I'm saying? What's an accident is a motherfucker in the hood accidentally coming up on being chose and raising to the ranks of where he is, because this is the issue. If you're truly conscious, because you can't tell me, listen, out of all the smart motherfuckers we know, right? Why, if it's about hard work, effort, getting up early, why does everybody that seems to make it, according to Americans' terms, and being in a position to influence a lot of people, are totally oblivious of what's happening to a majority of us? Can somebody tell me that? I mean, because since it's all about effort and it's about what you do and you did it on purpose, how the fuck is the motherfuckers that's making it all oblivious to what the fuck going on with you, even though they say they come from you? You mean to tell me that that's on somebody else's purpose? For you, it's an accident. For other people have made choices. Jay-Z was chosen for a specific reason. Beyonce was chosen for a specific reason. And one of those reasons that they was chosen had something to do with them maybe not being able to grasp some of the shit that's going on in our society. I'm just saying. R. Kelly, come on now.
Hold on.
Y'all better call in and cuss me out.
Can you hear me? I'm sorry. I'm trying to share this. I'm so sorry.
You say who? You sound like either you on speaker or you are in a big hall with a loud echo.
Okay. Is this better?
Actually not. That shit back on your ear.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, get off that grind.
Here we go. So, anyway, I'm saying that I think we should do a show entitled When Getting the Bag Goes Wrong.
Ooh! See, Navita, you don't even need me. I don't even need you. I could do a show with that. I could do a show with you. But that shit right there, this is why I keep on telling you need to get a goddamn show. That shit was brilliant. When getting the bag
and we
goes
need to
wrong.
Make this a topic of discussion, because really, the R. Kelly thing, that's an incident of when getting the bag goes wrong.
When getting the bag goes
wrong.
No, because what we got to be clear about, it goes wrong for us. But think about how much damage and how much work this motherfucker did for white supremacy. How many lives has this motherfucker fucked up? Because we can talk about the girls. But how many motherfuckers his age has he made it okay for them to, because he's able to do what he was doing, they got a little bit of money. How many other motherfuckers took advantage of individuals in the community? Or better yet, who influenced him to be able to do that type of shit?
I mean, this shit been going on before R. Kelly, but, they always expose it as they want to put a blackface on it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
When, Elvis married a 15-year-old, too, but ain't nobody come after his ass.
And
he married and was stayed married to a teenager.
Who?
But, Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley? Oh, yeah, but, he like I said.
He was 15 years old.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt, right? And the whole issue.
But Jerry Lee Lewis, same thing, But anyway, we should do a show on and realize that, when we get that money over bitches shit and I'm getting paid and, you got these girls out here aspiring to be a Cardi B because she was out there getting the bag.
It's all about the bag. I'll do whatever. No,
You
but
know
not
what
only
I'm saying?
stripping, she has admitted to setting motherfuckers up for robbery.
What's up?
And her ass is not in
No man
jail.
could have meant that.
Yeah.
And many men said that'd have been the
That shit would have been over. But their whole career, their lives would be ruined. No, I was
so we get these people out here. They trying to get the bag so much so, especially with our young ladies and our young men too.
Young
But right now I'm gonna talk about our young ladies
because we fuck up the girls.
I'm a woman. They fuck around. Then they looking around at their life like Tariq Nasheed said about the chick that was with Umar Johnson, the quote unquote conscious stripper. Now you an old hoe with no exit strategy.
You said you an old hoe with no old hoe with what? No exit strategy.
Yeah, she was an old hoe with no exit strategy. She was 40 years old, still stripping. And in his opinion, she didn't try to further her career with any other talent. So when she did get with Umar, she exploited that to get interviews. This is his take on it. To get interviews with people, and that was another way for her to get the bag because while she was getting the bag on the stripping side of the game, that's all she cared about was the bag and nothing more. So when the bag was gone, she was sitting there like Homer Simpson, like, oh! Now what am I going to do?
Now what am I going to do?
Same thing with Superhead, but she ended up writing books and stuff. But we don't want our young ladies to
and marrying a rich white boy, didn't she?
That's what I'm saying.
See, and marrying a rich white boy. Did she hook up with that one of these?
She was messing around with that Bill Maher.
Right. He was breaking bread on her. But the point being that when you go out and your whole piece is money rather than control, right? Because it's like we say, first you get the money, then you get the power. That shit is backwards. You know what I'm saying? That's because for coming from our mind state, because listen, and this is where I get in arguments with people all the time. Black folks been getting money, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is follow Expressway. That's my argument. Until somebody defeat my argument, all you gotta do is follow everywhere there's a major interstate. Through every city with a large black population, there was, in a sense, a black Wall Street or something moving towards that, where it was a black economic hub that was destroyed by the federal government. Until somebody come on here and prove that wrong, I'm going to keep on using that shit. So we always been getting money. It ain't about getting the money. It's about getting the power, because with the power, you can protect the money that you get. We ain't never been able to protect the money. So now we got niggas coming up with backward philosophies, hustling backwards. And then their philosophy, because we still got motherfuckers that say this. What qualifies you to say this thing, Brother Hot Tim? You know what I'm saying? So if I say, hey, I graduated from Ohio State, you know what I'm saying? That throws some value on what I have to say. Why? Because I went to a white institution, or I'm a millionaire. Oh, so that throws some expertise on what you got, because boom, boom, boom. See, we got to stop. We got to become our own certifying bodies. This is one of the reasons we formed Gye-Nyame, because we need to be able to certify ourselves at what the fuck we do. And then when I'm quoting my credentials is coming from my people, coming from my tribe, because that's what should be what certifies what we say, rather than these other motherfuckers. So Jay-Z gets to be up front because he's backed by a large record label that has shown they have never given a fuck about us. You know what I'm saying? He can sign with the NFL that never showed they gave a fuck about us. As a matter of fact, they are the closest thing to motherfuckers still being on slave plantations that we have. We give a fuck how much they making. We got to be honest about it, but we don't want to be honest about it. We don't want to have those discussions, right? Because some of us are not qualified with it. You know what I'm saying? So motherfuckers come out and like, I'm not on that shit. Not on this shit. And it's like we get lost. You know what I'm saying? And it's getting the bag. Because the bag is not just about the money, but it's about what you get from white folk. Let's just be honest. What you get from white folk? Are they backing you? Oh, then you're certified. Dr. Such and Such. You work for who? Oh. You know, come on now. You know, because we see motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Because I done been in arguments with motherfuckers, well, I got a doctorate. Motherfucker, I don't give a fuck.
Right, me too.
I don't give a...
Motherfucker, doctorate up your food with some seasoning, bitch, and let's talk about this.
Right. That don't mean nothing but power high and deep.
That just means you read X amount of books that they told you to read, and you was able to pass the test. That don't make you an expert on every side.
There we go.
Because you just regurgitated what they gave you. Now you know about what they gave you, but what you don't know about is what they didn't give you. And if you don't step outside of that, then you're still limited in your knowledge. And everybody has a limit. You can't know everything.
Everybody has a limit. And that's the issue. That's what we get. Where motherfuckers are experts on, we're supposed to be experts on everything, like Jay-Z. Jay-Z needs to stick in his arena. He don't need to be making comments on politics. He don't need to be making comments on education. He needs to be building up foundations around that shit where he could get the experts to give him some guidance and help guide his words, because the shit that some of these rich black people that they go to talk about black issues that's coming out their mouths need to be slapped back into that shit. They can no longer be allowed to represent us just because they got the trinkets, or as Tariq Nasheed said, they've been able to afford some fancy nigga trinkets. Get the fuck out of here. We gotta be real about that shit. We gotta be real about that shit. You got fancy nigga trinkets. Okay, you had somebody that was willing to pay, or you was able to borrow enough money to go get this fucking PhD, or you was able, you know what I'm saying, somehow you was able to get this loan so that you could get your business dropped off, and you done did this, or you done worked at these corporations and shit. That don't qualify. That qualifies you in the area of your expertise, not in all expertise.
Right. Exactly. And you can definitely learn from somebody who may not have that PhD, doctorate, even bachelor's, associate's degree, high school diploma, whatever. You can still learn from another motherfucker. Because like you said, that's just your field of expertise. Right. I mean, that ain't got shit to do with other. I mean, there's a plethora of fields out there.
Our community needs much. Our community needs many things. And what we have to understand, a lot of times, a lot of these studies are done in a vacuum.
For sure. I mean, if anybody don't get that, they're slow.
They don't get that.
Because, I mean, one thing I do with their studies is I take their study, then I hold it up against common sense. And if it don't match the common sense of what I see, then I know that that's just some bullshit, because y'all, when they do these studies, they typically are interviewing Caucasian people.
And even
with a couple of sprinkles of black possibly throughout the study. You know what I'm saying? So when they say things like birth rate is low amongst Americans, they mean white Americans.
See,
their study was really done on white people. They didn't do any study on just all black. That was a study that was predominantly white, if not all.
Mastery is a subjective art. Let me say that again so that y'all understand. Mastery is a subjective art. You understand what I'm saying? You don't become a master by looking at some shit. For example, you have motherfuckers, like I can go and write a paper on the mechanics of the fastest runners. You understand what I'm saying? I can write that paper, but that does not make me an expert at running. That makes me an expert at watching motherfuckers run. Nobody pays to see a motherfucker watch people run. They pay to see the motherfuckers run. So I can instruct you on how to watch and what to look for in that runner. And the information that I find may help the runner. But mastery is in being subjective. So it's sort of like if I'm outside of something, I'm objective. So I can't really get, I could get an outside essence, but in shit. Mastery requires you to become subjected in the thing that you are trying to understand and become part of. That's what a lot of people don't understand. So motherfuckers, please understand me when I'm coming at because I respect all expertise and I try to respect all people. I just require people to respect what the fuck I'm doing as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here.
Right.
I'm seeing kids every day. I'm not just writing about some shit or talking about some shit that I'm not experiencing or that I'm theorizing on. I'm seeing shit go down in real life. I'm immersed in the broke economy. You know what I'm saying? Sitting up here thinking about driving. Let me even tell you this. I thought about driving Uber years ago, but you know the issue with Brother Hatim driving the Uber? My car is too goddamn old to drive Uber. Wow. So I'm in the class where I'm even too motherfucking broke to drive Uber, and I'm too smart to go out and get a car when they was giving away cars through Uber, because I see that ain't shit but like that's sharecropping. Nigga, I'm getting a car, and the only thing I can really use the car for is to drive for you, and I gotta drive 7 days a week in order to be able to make the money to pay you back for the car that you just loaned me. So not only am I paying you for giving me for me doing work, all you doing is give me a location, go pick a motherfucker up, and I put my life at risk. You're making money for that. But then on top of that, you're making interest from the amount of money that I'm paying you for this goddamn car that you probably went in and bought at bulk at a lower price, and you're making money hand over foot. You can't get me with that shit. That's the old banana in the tailpipe. What is it? Banana in the tailpipe trick.
Banana in the tailpipe.
Can't get me with that shit. Trying to stall me out. Get the fuck up out of here. So I'm part of the class that's even too broke to drive Uber.
Okay, me too. My car may not be too old, but it don't meet the standards. I got a broken car handle in that bitch, and on both sides of the car, you gotta roll the window down, put your hand out to get out that bitch. Uber would be like, you got to be kidding.
See, one of the things
I ain't getting that shit fixed.
I got this term from Byron Allen. 3 years ago when Tone Talks interviewed Byron Allen, one of the things that Byron Allen said stuck with me. And let me share this with y'all. A lot of us, we're looking for a army to come marching down the avenue to take us to camps and burn us. This the extreme part of the black community. That's what they're preparing for, so they can run to the woods and shit like that. But Byron Allen hit those that was in the know with this concept. He said, we are involved in an economic holocaust. So they do the term is economic. Oh man, I had the term, but the closest thing I get is the economic holocaust. They're not taking us out physically. They're taking us out and putting us in a permanent. Most of us, a lot of us, I ain't going, because I can't speak for everybody, but according to the numbers, a majority of us are in a permanent underclass, which means we are at a servant level where our counties, as well as some of these freaky ass groups of other men, could come into our community and take our daughters because we don't have the financial wherewithal as to even prevent that shit from happening. We are suffering from economic exclusion. We don't even realize it. We just think that it's normal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. we are being economically exterminated in this country. And it's like very few of us see it. Because they could choose, you know what I'm saying, a motherfucker living their life on accident and put them up in front of us and be like, hey, this is an example. Y'all doing good in America. What are y'all complaining about? Sister Vita, what the fuck you talking about? What are you complaining about? The only reason, Sister Vita, let me give you some advice. The only reason your life is not the way you want it because you don't wake up early enough, you don't work hard enough, you don't stay late enough.
Look at Oprah Winfrey.
Look at Oprah Winfrey. If Oprah could do it, anybody can do it. Oprah Winfrey is a billionaire. Not understanding timing. Like, for example, if you look at a lot of the rich white families, look at the timing. Just, family, take some time this weekend. Go get Malcolm Gladwell's book, Outliers. Go to the chapter where he talks about wealth. He has something in there, and he outlines and he shows you a timeline when all of the present wealth in America was built. And during the time where all the wealth was built, your great-great-grandparents or great-grandparents were excluded from being even able to compete. When all the wealth was laid, even for some of the ones that you might not even consider wealthy, so that they could pass money down, so that one day their great-great-grandson could pull on the equity that their parents had and start something like a Facebook or start something like an Amazon. All that shit comes from there. That shit ain't come from them motherfuckers working all day and all night. I know people. We got to understand that shit. You're being sold lies. You've been told lies and you falling for it. This is when the bag goes wrong. The bag went wrong. What you call it?
Bag goes wrong.
When you're going for the bag goes wrong. It's going wrong for us. Because the bag can't be held by an individual. The bag has to be held by a community. The bag has to be held by a tribe. So if you're coming to get this bag, guess what? You got a couple of hundred or a couple of thousand or a couple of million motherfuckers to fight through to get it. Now you got to weigh, is it worth me coming to get this bag? That's the decision we have to put on people's minds when they're dealing with us as a group. Is it worth us telling them no? Or is it worth the battle? Because that's where we got to get our spirit in. That's where we got to get politicians really weighing. Is it worth what I'm going to go through when I tell these people that I'm going, or when I ignore these people? No, it's not worth it. Don't ignore them, please. Don't ignore that group. What do they want? Okay, cool. We'll let's see if we can give them. Let's see if we can make a win-win out of this shit. Not y'all win all the way, and we ain't taking no losses no more. We done been losing all this time. It's time for us. So now we're losing the community where we got predators like this motherfucker that me and you started this conversation talking about could run through our community and just snatch our daughters. And if you think R. Kelly is where it stops, you are stupid. Because I want y'all to think back to the 80s, the crack era. I want you to think about all the shit that went on during then too. And I want you to think about the heroin there, this shit, as Navita said, is a recurring thing for us. It's a recurring theme. And I'm going to tell you what it is a result of. In Western society, they used to have these individuals called serfs. Then when they went to the slave piece. But serfs were individuals that were allowed to live on their lord's land. And in many cases, the lord was the individual that controlled a certain area. And he had the right to have sex with any woman in his land.
Of course.
Now, if you can't look at that, that's definitely how they did it. And they usually will put somebody in charge that looked like the people or share the experience with the people. Come on now. 7 highly effective people. Think win-win. Smile. Gotta think win-win. That's Brother Kwame. He done tuned in, but Sister Nabila, you done called in causing problems. Now I'm confused. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
I know. And I shared the stream late. I thought I had shared it, and it didn't. The Facebook didn't do it. So that's why maybe some people now are just now seeing it like, oh, man, I shared it late. But conversation was good. I got to get myself together, go over Zuberi's place.
Wait, where you going? So is there a dress that you could put out? Because you said Sisters of Fire is going to be there?
Yeah. I don't know. It's on Livingston. That's all I know. I wrote the address down, and I don't have it offhand. But
wait, is it Brother Size place on?
No, Blueberry has her own building.
It's called Blueberry?
No, damn it. You don't know who Blueberry is?
No.
Lumala's ex-wife Blueberry. She does a lot of vending and stuff. Their vending company is called This and That.
This and That.
And they have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they came to us before. They came to us.
I was just looking at a live video for Alma. She's going to be there.
So, all right.
She got a bunch of stuff. I'm trying to see if they're going to mention. Let me share this on. Hold on. She might be about to say. They're there from noon to 6. Elder West is there drumming.
They got food.
I'm trying to. You know what? I'm going to share the information to our Gye-Nyame page.
Post it up on the page. Family, come out and support. Also, remember some of the stuff. And we also have Per Ankh tomorrow, I think. I haven't got a confirmation of it.
Yes, we do.
We got Per Ankh tomorrow. What time is it from? 11 till?
No, don't get me started on
So, when I get the thing, I will send it out. But we're gonna have a real good time tomorrow. So, family, come on out, enjoy the rest of your day. This is Brother Hatim, and guess what? I'm out of here.